You're listening to the WordPress Tech podcast with Natalie Crow Designs and the NCD Academy, the podcast designed for non-techies in business wanting to build, improve, and maintain profitable WordPress websites without the tech overwhelm. I'm your host, Natalie Crow, creator of the NCD Academy WordPress 101 course and the NCD Tech Sessions membership. I'll be sharing with you tips, tricks, resources, and my take on WordPress from my 14 plus years industry experience as a WordPress expert. I'm a strong believer that tech is just a tool that we as business owners have access to share our message and help more people. So my goal here is to help you demystify the tech and help you make the most of your WordPress website. Let's dive in. Hey there, lovelies, and welcome to today's episode. Alright, so I've been toying whether to actually go through and actually put this episode out, but primarily because it's something that's really peeved me in terms of actually going through. I've been in the industry for a really long time. It is primarily a, male-dominated industry, for web development and tech in general. But the concepts that I see a lot of fear-mongering in, the industry, and basically boxing non-techies into that space to basically say, you can't do these things, it's too complicated, things are too hard for you, just rely on us, fork out a heap of money to actually get development work done. Don't touch that, you're going to break it. All of these things that are based on fear mongering rather than going, okay, these are the things that are subsequent if you do work with your website and modify here. These are the things to look out for. Here's how we actually go about addressing them and making it so that it's an empowerment process rather than don't do this or keeping you guys in the dark. One of the main reasons I wanted to go through and actually create my WordPress 101 program was so that I can go through and actually empower you guys to actually work with your sites, build it from scratch, go through and actually learn how to actually take care of it properly, go through and actually manage your security side of things, learn the actual ins and outs of the process, enough to do what you need to do. And if you want to delve into it more, by all means go ahead and do so. But not putting you guys in a position where you are at ransom. That you basically have to go through not knowing what you don't know and be in a situation where a developer is actually going through and selling you a left-handed screwdriver. The idea that you guys can't actually go through and do this is garbage. WordPress and tech is something like anything else that you guys will do. I've given this example beforehand. If you've gone through and actually learned to drive a car, learned your industry or the type of things that you're actually servicing, if you're doing a craft business, if you're baking, if you're going through and you're a massage therapist or you're a coach or whatever it is, you've had to go through and actually learn those things to be able to hone your craft and actually go through and offer your services. It's the same sort of process. Having someone to actually go through and break it down for you, step by step as to what needs to be done so you can go through and actually work with it is the key with this. But also not, going to that concept that you can't do it because you don't have the experience. We don't wake up one day and have all the answers. I certainly didn't. It's taken me 14 years over an evolving period of time with a range of different learnings and studies and things that I've done. I've got a diploma in development for some websites. I've gone through and I've done a range of different studies. And even with tech now, even without those formal qualifications, it changes so frequently that people do go through and you might not necessarily have all the qualifications as a developer, but working with the actual interface and familiarizing yourself with the actual interface and the type of things that you're going to have to go through and actually work with usually is more practical. Like things that I learned when I got my diploma over a decade ago now, are totally different to what we'd be doing now, because things change. But in saying all of that, the things that we can learn, you don't have to be subject to developer restrictions. You don't have to be paying a fortune to go through and actually get help with your site to be able to actually go through and make changes, modify the look and feel of your site, add new functions and features to your site, go through and actually optimize your own site or add new content to it. All of those things should be things that you're able to do. Going through and taking care of your monthly backups or going through and actually more frequently, depending on what sort of things you've got installed on your actual website in terms of plugins and themes. There are so many things you can do as a non-techie, but yes, you don't need to necessarily learn how to code or go to the extent of someone who has had years of experience as a developer. And there will be things that you come across that are difficult, but it doesn't have to be something that's a case of it's taboo, it's too complex. There is no reason why you guys can't actually go through and actually learn these things. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to go and learn these things. And there's no reason why we shouldn't be actually encouraging you to do so. There has to be a breaking point in terms of when we go through and actually look at this. It doesn't have to be something that we go through and have set up so that it's only certain people can have access to it. You guys are more than capable. With everything that I'm doing here, I want it to be a case of, in simplified terms, breaking it down so anyone can actually look at it, that all these different things that you have available to you, that you are able to actually utilize. You have the opportunity to go through and actually tackle this site that you're wanting to build. You have resources available to you. You definitely can go through and actually learn it. There are plenty of resources that you're able to actually consume to actually get the information that you need. But don't let the fear-mongering actually hold you back. You're going to have a lot of people or naysayers in terms of what's available to you. Oh, it's just easier to go and pay someone else. Yeah, it might be easier to go and pay someone else to go and do it. But if you're in a position where you're first starting out your business, and you want to actually get yourself online, you're likely to change what you're doing. Like, even in my own business, I changed some of the different things that I was going to actually include on my site, the things that I wanted to actually offer. At one stage I had the membership there. At other stages I went through and I had a directory of resources, different things that I included. All of these different things, had I had to go through and actually pay a developer to implement them for me while I trialed those or through the trial and error process, it would have cost me thousands. But the fact that I was able to go through and actually trial the process, implement different things, explore the different options that I had, see whether that worked, and then obviously if you want to go down the path of actually investing, in getting some additional help to implement, great, but you want to make sure what you're doing is actually working. You want to have a basic fundamental understanding of what you're trying to achieve, that if you do decide to go down that route of actually getting someone else to do the tech for you, because it's not your zone of genius, that you know exactly what that you're actually paying for, and so that they don't have the opportunity to pull the wool over your eyes. One of my lovelies in my WordPress Help Hub were talking about the fact that she'd already asked for some information about how we go about doing a certain task, took that to her actual developer and asked them to do it, who then proceeded to tell her that she needed to change a range of different things about her site, needed to stop using the tools that she had, pay a heap of money to actually go through and get more modifications done that he could only do for her. Unfortunately, given the industry, I do see this lack of integrity quite frequently. There are so many horror stories that I've heard from my clients in regards to being taken for a row, paying ridiculous amounts of money, only for the site not to work effectively, or being ghosted, or having a lot of these things where, oh no, that's not possible. Almost anything is possible with WordPress. It's just a matter of actually working out the best way to do it. WordPress Tech is definitely something you can learn. No matter your levels of experience, even if you have the tech skills of a carrot, as one of my lovelies recently referred to herself as, you definitely can do this. If you need a hand with WordPress Tech, feel free to reach out. And yeah, I look forward to chatting to you guys again in our next episode. You've been listening to the WordPress Tech podcast with Natalie Crow. I'd love for you to go through and subscribe so you don't miss any of my next episodes. Also head over to ncdacademy.com.au/podcast for all of our free resources and tools and tips.